Hi, myself is Muhammad Orangzaib. I'm a professional 2D illustrator and concept artist. Recently, One Piece anime franchise revealed their characters, Rock's pirate captain, which is the Xebec D Rocks. The moment I saw the character face art, which was very amazing, and I have decided to study their art style and create the same fan art piece. So today I have studied the art style of one of the pirate character from One Piece franchise. The whole art took me almost 4 hours to finish it, and the software I use for this art is Photoshop 2024. The brush I use is Shape 1.0 in the whole art process. So, first I have prepared the mood board for art style using BREF, by the way, which is open source free software. I recommended every artist use this type of tool to create mood board first for their projects, then go to the next step. Also, I am using Wacom Cintiq as digital tablet for this whole art process. Second, I have started with basic sketch. The art is not that complex. If you have grasp on the basic fundamentals of sketching, this step would be very easy for you. Otherwise, you won't be able to crack any of the art style. After finalizing the sketch, I go to the next step, which is adding values. Values are these things uh, which can make your art look more three-dimensional. So if you have understanding of basic values, this step should be easy for you. So I have to figure out where is the light source coming from, and where is the lighter tones, where is the darker tones and mid values, which helps me understand the geometry of face in the art or any art object. The art style was very cartoony, but the rendering was very good, which makes the piece was very semi-realistic and colorful. After adding values, I start working on rendering the whole piece by adding skin tones, hairs, and fur colors as well. Also, fixing their shapes as well and adding new big and smaller shapes too. For the hairs and fur, you have to understand the flow, then rendering would be very easy. In the start, I have added shapes roughly, but step by step, refine them and fix them. Do not go uh, for the details in the first phase. I hope you can learn something out of it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Enjoy the whole process. If you have some style and you want me to study that for you, share that in the comments. I'll do that for you. Thanks.